Hello, my name's Sarah, and I will be doing my presentation on reference service in public libraries and the older adult population. For my observation hours, I visited a suburban library. They have 3 branches, but I stayed specifically at their main branch. It is in a greater metropolitan area, and it is a fairly larger suburb, but it is not a particularly diverse area. It is primarily white Caucasian. The average age, I came to find later on in my research, is around 43 in this suburb. This is important because during my observations, I saw many older adults, and I was wondering if it was just an aging city or if it was something more unique. Upon further investigation, there are definitely more baby boomers entering this older adult age bracket, and for a plethora of reasons, they are now using the public libraries more, which I will talk about more in my next few slides. The librarians that I was observing were very used to the older population that came in on a daily basis. There were several regular users. They had their favorite computers, they had the favorite librarians they liked to deal with. So they came in pretty much daily. As I went on to read after my observation hours, and I was glad that I did see at my library, it is really important to treat this age group as individuals and not just a cluster of people who share a specific demographic. Much like when you're dealing with younger kids who all have their own interests, it's really important to respect experiences in the older adult population. And sometimes that can be hard because a lot of times they'll come in with the same questions. They're usually in need of information on major life events because so many big things happen in the 50+ years. So they're looking for information on retirement, healthcare, assisted living, finances, college education, financing for grandkids. There are a lot of really sensitive topics that they're dealing with, and they need to be dealt with really respectfully. Another big feature at the library that I observed at were tax forms. Even though the area is slightly more computer savvy, the older adults really wanted the physical tax forms. They wanted to fill them out by hand. They wanted to send them into the IRS, but the IRS did not send any out this year. So it became a big thing each day that I was observing to see older individuals come in looking for these tax forms, and it was an interesting reference interview to witness each time. The older adult is a very specific kind of patron, and when treated correctly, they can act as ambassadors for the library. They bring in their grandchildren, their children, they tell their friends. They get more people to come in and frequent the library, and oftentimes they're the ones that are really big in the Friends of the Library groups. They organize donations, they help with book drives. They're really the kinds of patrons you want on your side, because they have all of this free time, and if you treat them correctly, they'll just keep coming back and you get returns tenfold off of them. On the other hand, they do have very specific needs. Right now, especially the over 70s need a lot more assistance with technology, even though that they all do seem to be moving more in the direction of being able to use email, liking to use Facebook. Computers can still be a bit of a divide there, where they're not quite sure how to work them, but they know that they want to be using them. This is where programming really comes in, because a lot of libraries don't designate specific funds for older populations. And the library I went to actually did. They did noontime concerts, they had a lot of genealogy programs, they did classes for computers, but not all libraries do this. And my library did see a big benefit from these kinds of programs.